Okay, so we're learning Baruch Hashem with clarity. We need to have clarity. Emes. Shoftim has a emes tzedek tiddur. We just learned the Siva Shalom, the importance of emes. And now we're learning. We mentioned the Tzaddik Rebbe Nachman ben Fega, Nachman ben Simcha, in the Siva Shalom learning the concept that he gave over to Rebbe Nachman, the concepts of emes, being emes amita. The Rav Nachman didn't want to just hear from his Rebbe the truth. He wanted to hear the truth, the real truth. Sometimes the real truth can be painful, difficult, self-sacrifice. Sometimes we've got to go there, and that's what Rebbe Nachman, the Talmud of Rebbe Nachman, that's what he was interested in from his Rebbe, Rebbe Nachman. Even though he was older than him, and he had big official positions, he was able to humble himself. We're not learning Likutei Moharan now, we're learning Likutei Moharan. This is from Rebbe Nachman, brought down straight from Rebbe Nachman, and we're going to go into the realm. We have to remember who we're learning, how heilig and holy, even though he was young, but he was beyond age. Yesh kama bechinish sheina. We've been talking about sleep.
How old was he when he wrote the Sefer?
So Rebbe Nachman was the Machaber. He brought it down. Like you have the Arizal and you had the Chaim Vital. They always had a Talmud who was a sofa for the Rebbe.
Mm-hmm.
Like they say with Shem Mordechai, his sofa was Abba. This was brought in the Zohar. There's machlokes about that, but Bekitzer, that's how it always was. And Yirmiyahu Novi had Baruch. Had other Novi called Baruch would write down his levuz and his proclamations for that time in the Tanakh. So Rebbe Nachman was the older one, but he wrote down. Rebbe Nachman was Nifter, I think, at 39. So he didn't live too long. Within those years, he was Megala, two huge books, Likutei Moharan, Likutei Tanina, and all the different Svarim that came out of Rebbe Nachman and his Talmud were inspired by Rebbe Nachman. Nachum Neveh Makor Chochmah. He was like an overpouring, overflowing well of wisdom. That's his name. Rosh Hashanah Nachman. Nachum Neveh Makor Chochmah. Yesh Kama B'china Sheina. There are many aspects of sleep. You got it here? Yeah, very easy. Yeah. Many kinds of physical sleep. Ki Yesh Sheina Hagashmias. Many kinds of sleep, but then there's physical sleep. Sheina Gashmis, she nachal mochin, this rests the brain. If you keep pushing the brain, eventually it's gonna. It's like that's why Rosh Hashanah used to say, like, I don't understand how anyone cannot have Shabbos without Shabbos, without Shabbat, without seventh day, without hefsek from the world. How could you keep going? How do the nations do it?
You told me that, which made a couple weeks ago. You're like, and it really does make sense. Like, how do people not have
just keep running and running and running, constantly on the phone?
How do people not have
it's
constantly
so
mental
healthy.
breakdowns?
Even the creation understands it needs a seventh
life
year to keep the land fallow.
enough.
You have to have a seventh year. You have to have the week to keep fallow. Every so on, you just need to have some space. Like when you sleep, also your body rests. Here he says the brain rests. The brain rests. It needs to revitalize. It needs to have time for the system to digest and for everything to clean out and to start fresh, a new day. Gam yesh bechinas limud. There's also the aspect of limud. Shehi nikra gam kein shena. There's the idea of learning is also an aspect of sleep. The Gabi Devek is a boy who limud shata arasa. Concerning the Devekus becoming Davik to Hashem Yisparach, this is the limud Pshata Araisa. We're going to have to explain what the Pshata Araisa means. Pshat Torah. Pshasach the Roved Hanamach Mevin Arba Devarim. It says underneath, how you doing? Belimud Torah. Pshat Remez Drosh Soid. So there's four ways of understanding the Torah. There's pardas. Pshat Remez Drosh Soid, and Pshat is the simple form of learning. Is the pshat, the most simple, straightforward way of understanding Torah.
We were speaking last week about sleep and stuff.
Yeah.
Was it because we were learning this, or was it something else?
Yes, it was this. Same learning. Yeah. And the point of Shena is, remember, when you're sleeping, you're also experiencing something. Your soul goes back up. So some tzaddikim, I don't know if all tzaddikim, but many tzaddikim were zocher to, in the times of sleep, to go up to the Shiva Shamayla and understand, get new masagim of Torah. It was said by the Arizal Shabbos day that when he had his Shena b'Shabbos, he wasn't just having a shluf because he enjoyed it and looked forward to it, even though I'm sure it was an oneg. It was the concept of Devekus Lamala. His soul went up. And his soul experienced what's going on in Shiva Shamayla. They said
they use the word sleep also for
learning
Torah.
Yeah,
and that's what we discussed, that sometimes the people who don't get to sleep much, if they're learning Torah, it could be like equal to sleep.
Oh, so they're able to, yeah, very good, because they have a certain level of awareness. That was your view. A very good point. They're in a certain level of existence.
Because it's interesting, because it seems like not, it's not healthy, but like, first of all, Hashem could do whatever.
Yeah, they're able to sleep much less, quality sleep, and they're able to maximize. Like, they do everything in life. Everything's very effective. So it's Tim Ferriss would be jealous if he understood the Vodah Tzaddikim. He's trying to master the concept of being the most effective human. I don't know if he still is, but he was at one point. Yeah. Now Tzaddikim have truly done that through the Torah, through the Chochmah. They got to the level where they live the most effective lives. Every second is utilized.
They have that thing called Bittul Torah, which is interesting because the very successful businessman, in most cases, their schedule is not per hour or even per 15 minutes. It's actually often per minute.
Yeah, real high level people. Yeah.
So
with a PA and everything.
But it's interesting because it shows that the Rav, the Gadol, also has that. He realizes that second of not learning or whatever is.
On my own low level, I'm a booking agent, so I coordinate times and events for people as well as obviously the pricing and everything. So I'm coordinating right now a tour for Nissan Black. He's going to America for a few weeks. It should be Matzliach, yeah? But the idea is he's going to all the campuses. He's bringing some Torah and some light to the campuses right now. They need it more than ever, yeah? It's a big schus. Like Chabad on campus have, Baruch Hashem, got a big shefa of money from the DEI.
It's also
the EU Council.
It's going to be interesting also for on the college campus. It's just going to be it's going to
receive him.
It's going to be confusing.
So the whole back and forth just going on before I came here. Does he walk? Can he walk to the campus from the Chabad house, or should we drive him? Maybe he can't park there. Maybe we'll drop him off there. I said, look, it's back and forth. If I have a tour manager, I'd rather them coordinate direct with the tour manager because they're the one who's going to be actually on site. I would go if they pay me enough, but they don't. So I stay here, but the idea.
Uber is probably the easiest.
Uber's away, but he drives in. He has a car. He likes to go. He has other things to do afterwards, and he likes to have his own space. Yeah, do his avoda. Yeah. Okay. So he usually has a car. So that's been my experience. So and what happens is you have to coordinate every minute of that tour that he needs to be there on time. Like Rav Orish, when I was taking Rav Orish on tour, it was even tighter because he's a tzaddik, on the highest level. Nissim also on his level, but Rav Orish on his level. So we had to have even the mikveh scheduled, the breakfast scheduled, everything was scheduled. The learning, the time when he wasn't busy with the kehillah, when he wasn't busy with the community and busy with the shirim and busy with the Kabbalas Kal. We had to have every minute of the tour, it was a Google Docs. It was written out from every minute, every 15 minutes even, and that was the idea. That every minute by him is worth a lot, not just money wise, but spiritually as well. So the idea that that you learn when you sleep is also a way of utilizing your time and sleep. Bavli. So here we're explaining it slightly differently. The concept of learning Pshat and the Torah of Talmud Bavli. Where was Talmud Bavli? It was in Babylonia, which is nowadays Iraq. Yeah. So Talmud Bavli was the Torah of Golas, because it was Torah of Talmud Yishami, the Torah of Gula, Tal Chazi, come see, and there's Talmud Bavli, Tal Shema, come hear. Now, what's a high level, seeing or hearing, in terms of revelations? Seeing or hearing?
Seeing.
Yeah, so the Zohar uses the same lashon as Tal Chazi, come see. Tal Shema is listen. Bavli, it says here, Machashkim, is the idea of darkness, Hashiveni, they won't understand in the darkness. Zeh Talmud Bavli. When you learn Talmud Bavli, when you learn Shas, Gemara, which is all the yeshivas learn, you're doing it on a certain level with Emuna. The first Seder of Zrayim, or the first Seder, is connected to Emuna. You begin Shas with Emuna. Shas is Emuna. Yeah, and you should learn it in the nights. So, what's it mean in the nights? And it's connected to Shena as well. The Hashir Kohelayla, that you call the darkness night. So when you're learning Bavli, which is the more hidden form of the Torah Sheba'al Peh, because it was brought down in Bavel and Golis in Babylonia, So that in that place, the Torah we're learning is this aspect of Shena, which is limud, this pshat. This is a very deep concept, but this is what Rebbe Nachman is bringing down. So Rebbe Nachman is a Talmud Bavli, is Emuna mechadshim es amochin. You constantly was Emuna. You're constantly renewing your mind. This is the concept of what do they call that? The concept of plasticity. Is that what it is? Your mind is constantly generating new thoughts, certain versatility, a certain chadshus of mochin. Gam limit Talmud Bavli. You have to constantly schwitz over it. It takes hard work to understand what the Gemara is getting at. The back and forth, kasha teretz, Helki, I have a friend who's very wealthy. He pays a famous Rav. It was just up on Facebook, this famous Rav. This famous Rav, and he pays him to learn with him, no matter where he is. Even if he's in Dubai, he's in America, anywhere he is, he has his kaviyas. And he didn't grow up that way. He became that way. He understands the cheshivas of learning. And this famous Rav has organized him chavusas. And I saw a picture of him, so I shared it to my wealthy friend. So I shared it with him. And I said, Baruch Hashem, I said, I saw your Rav, on Facebook. I said, it made me think of you, because he's never really on Facebook, he's never on any internet. You never see him around, this Rav. So I shared it with him. I said, I was thinking of you. And he said, yeah, Baruch Hashem, we're learning to Masechet Sanhedrin.
My friend in Bnei Brak, he just donated a Sefer Torah. And when I got there, his kids were like, oh, have you seen him? And I was like, no, I haven't. They're like, yeah, we haven't seen him for a half hour. And then finally he comes up. He's like, whatever, they're dancing for hours. It was in a yeshiva. So he comes up and where were you? And he was like, I have a charuta, and I didn't want to in America also same thing with some Rav, and he didn't want to miss it, so he just stepped out of the party, learned a little.
That's what it's about, man. Learning Torah, realizing, appreciating the fact that Hashem gives us the opportunity to light up the nights. It's a Torah. It's time
he helped someone. It's a Rosh Hashiva. I'll show you him later. Maybe you know him. He was 90 years old. He'd never donated a Sefer Torah, and he asked my friend that he's always wanted to, but he couldn't afford it. So, and my friend was not really in the position to do it right now, but he did. It was pretty amazing because there was over 500 people at the party. That's the Sefer Torah, and every single one of them was mishpacha. He has 500 grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren. It's pretty wild.
Wow. So there, Torah brings bracha. So it says, Adam Davik Tamid Bavodas Abore, that a person who's Davik always in the service of Hashem, Isagim Hamochin, and he makes an effort with his mochin and to renew his mochin. Shalom Machmas Godo Adavekis. Why? Because through the greatness of being Davik to Hashem, Azay Yilamid Pashta Araisa, and then he's able to learn the simple Torah, the simple pshat of Torah, the simple, clear. Remember, pshat means to spread out. Literally, spread out all the clinks, all the creases. You make it very clear. Because shalomed pashta araisa, because when he's learning the simple level of Torah, as amochin shalah hainu nishmaso, and it's connected to his soul. Bo betoch emuna, because it comes from the emuna. Bechinas chadashim lebachim, like we said in Megillah Seika, that we will renew the mornings. They will become fresh. Mischadshim, mechazkim, mis'ayflosam. And what happens is he renews himself and he gets stronger from his tiredness. And this is something which we need to do right now. In Elul, there's going to be a lot of pushing ourselves. We're going to have to daven a bit more, slichas, l'dovid Hashem. We're going to be doing a lot of avoda. But what happens? What do we have to do? We have to be mechazik in strengthening, renewing ourselves. We have to tune into a high level of avodas Hashem, of renewal and energy and strength. This aspect of Pashta Munach Zarcha, these are different ways of laning the Torah. When you lane the Torah, you have different nekudah of what you say and this the niggin of the Torah, the song of the Torah. This is Pshata, right? So Yebechinas Amunach Chabaleilis Heim Nachal Amochin. It gives rest. The Lashon of Munach, it gives rest to the brain. Amochin is Chadshu Kubirishana. And the brain renews itself like it was at the beginning. Zau Zarka. This is based, I think, on a Zar, I assume. The concept of Zarka, this third aspect, he says underneath, what does he say underneath? Azrikas Adava. It says Zarka is the concept after resting mind to return a search for Chochmah, the root of all things. Remember, we've been learning about Chochmah. Chochmah is the root. We just said about Rebbe Nachman himself is Chochmah. He's Nachman Aver Makor Chochmah. Rebbe Nachman teaches that the person can only repent after he rests his mind. So you can't really do tshuva until your mind is in a yeshiv place, until it's renewed. So you have new mochin. So to attain this peace of mind, Rebbe Nachman recommends to practice bodilus. By doing a bodilus, that cleans out the mind. Yeah. And through the Rebbe specifically mentioned prayer in this lesson, he doesn't say Malchus, the point of attaining Chochmah. So we've been talking about this concept of Chochmah. Malchus is the mouth, Chochmah is the mind. To repent is to reconnect to Chochmah, which is wisdom. So I don't really see how this is Zarka. Zarka is alludes to returning things to its root. So even though it's talking about the nusach of laning, of how you lane the Torah, the Zarka means to go to the root. So I suppose Chochmah is the root, and Chochmah brings back the mochin, so you can have a rested mind, so you can be able to machadish, you can bring out freshness and renewal. What's the first pasuk you really meant to say after Moda Ani? Is Reishis Chochmah Yiras Hashem. It's one of the first passages meant to. You go open up the old school siddur, it says Reishis Chochmah Yiras Hashem. Chochmah and renewal go together. So the Indian is that we should, Bez Hashem, starting a new year, starting a new Zman, starting a new time period. It's a siyum of the year before, but it has to come with connection to Chochmah, to Tzaddikim, to Torah, to renew ourselves from the sleep of exile, to wake up. And if we're Zocha even, to when we're sleeping, to also learn. To make use of our sleep in an effective way, that we grow from it in a positive way. It shouldn't be just about nonsense. And a lot of to do with how you sleep is how you think and what you want. If you want good things, you'll sleep about good things.
Thank you.
Should be blessed with beautiful
What time is tonight?
Tonight is 8:45. Bez Hashem, zerashimshin.com.